it's that special time of year again. I'm gonna get cozy, enjoy the holiday spirit, and put on the same red sweater that I wear to every single Christmas party. I like Final Fantasy X, okay?
But there's another red outfit that caught my attention this season, Metroid Prime 4's Viola suit. Giving everyone's favorite bounty hunter a brand new candy red costume is a big deal, and the moment it was teased in the trailer, so many of us started speculating about what it might do. Red usually implies heat, but we've been able to survive in straight up lava since the gravity suit in Super Metroid, so it had to be more significant than that. Minor spoiler warning here, a lot of people will see it as a glorified driver's license. The Viola suit lets you summon the Viola itself. This motorcycle is how you'll navigate Soul Valley, the desert that connects the game's biomes.
That's a major component, to be sure, but the significance of the Viola suit goes beyond that. It's integral to the game's lore and progression of power-ups. Let me tell you why.
Before we get to the Viola suit, we have to tell two quick stories.
And you get to choose which one comes first. I'm kidding, that's not how YouTube works.
First, a speedrun of the suits we got before Metroid Prime 4. Heads up, there will be some additional spoilers for the whole series here. Metroid 1 starts Samus in her standard orange power suit. Then she finds the pink Varia suit, which helps her survive the hottest and coldest rooms on Zebes. Super Metroid introduced a purple gravity suit, letting us move freely in water and even dive right into that lava I mentioned before. Fusion starts with a Metroid-infused blue suit before eventually becoming orange again, and Dread dresses Samus in a special green suit for the final battle. In the 3D space, Metroid Prime 1 gave Samus a shiny silver and black Phazon suit leading up to the climax. Prime 2 added a pair of dark and light suits with special resistances and abilities. Prime 3 buffed her even further with the PED suit and Hazard Shield.
Getting a new suit in a Metroid game is common, but it's still a really big deal. Also, none of the ones I mentioned are red. This is the first time we've gotten one in that color, so it stands out.
Is this a new suit? It's amazing, I love it!
Agreed.
You might have noticed I called her Samus back there. I've got a habit of pronouncing her name as Samus, and that's how I've said it in previous videos too. Call me an ignorant American if you want, but I think Samus Aran sounds like a cool alien bounty hunter, and Samus Aran sounds like a NASCAR driver. But that's how it's said in Prime 4, so that's what I'm going to say too.
Just know when you pronounce it that way, you're siding with this guy.
Anyway, Prime 4 takes us to the planet Vuros, and that guy is there, along with a few other Galactic Federation soldiers. Miles McKenzie is his name, and he was bamfed here alongside Samus and the others when rival bounty hunter Sylux attacked a Federation research facility and activated a mysterious artifact. Cut to waking up at the Chrono Tower, losing all of Samus's key abilities after the standard abilities in the tutorial. This is a strange place, even compared to the other alien planets that Samus has explored in the past. Her signature scan visor doesn't even work. Everything is completely foreign. It's not until we upgrade it with the Psychic Visor that we start getting a greater understanding of what's going on here. Vuros is the home of the Lemorn, a psychic race that had to abandon their planet after a series of disasters. If we can find the 5 master teleporter keys and bring them back to the tower, we'll be able to leave this place too. All of this exposition, and even acquiring the Psychic Visor, comes before we get that fancy red Viola suit, but it's necessary background information that demonstrates how important the suit really is. After leaving Chrono Tower, exploring the jungle zone known as Fury Green, and taking our first steps into the massive Soul Valley, we can get some Lemorn lore that lays out exactly why the Viola and its accompanying suit matter so much. As the hologram explains, the Viola was the first great invention of the Lemorn.
Most people start with the wheel. These guys skip straight to the whole bike.
Using their motorcycles, the Lemorn rode across the desert to new places, kicking off a great age of invention known as the Machine Era. The Viola was just the beginning. From there, they created robots and massive devices to harness the environmental power of the planet. This evolution is shown as we visit these abandoned sites. Fury Green was the Lemorn's religious base during their ancient era, beneath the branches of the sacred tree. Volt Forge was the machine factory that actually produced Violas. Icebelt was home to medical experiments. Flare Pool held the green energy that the Lemorn sprinkled across the desert in crystal form in an attempt to restore life. Finally, the Great Mines were the source of the ore that gave the Lemorn their signature powers and ushered in the Psychic Age. Just from that level summary, you can see how the Viola really did usher in an age of progress, and the eventual downfall of the planet. It's funny that such an important power-up comes with all that baggage, but it is par for the course for Prime 4. Your fire, ice, and thunder shots all have their own warnings about trying to control the elements too.
Now let's ignore those warnings and go get ourselves a motorcycle.
I mentioned Volt Forge, and this early stage is a fan favorite. Its 3 towers harness lightning storms in the area for power, in the same way that a real-world village might build a water wheel along the river or put windmills outside of town. All 3 towers are involved in the Viola creation process, from assembly to storage to final certification. During our first visit, we reboot these departments. Tower 1 is where the bikes are first made, and when we step into a special frame, the newly awakened forge will cover our regular armor with the Viola suit, taking us from Samus's signature orange to Metroid Prime 4's trademark red. Now that we understand where the Viola suit comes from and what it means to the history of Vuros, we can finally start playing around with it. For now, we will limit ourselves to thinking of it as that glorified driver's license. We get to start our engines right away, using our new motorcycle to cross the bridges between Volt Forge's towers. Before leaving, we'll learn how to drive, drift, and do battle from the bike, going through a series of test tracks at Tower 3. It's here we answer a very important question. Can Samus do the Akira slide on her bike? The answer is yes, although it's more of an Akira slam. Upon returning to Soul Valley, we can really let loose and gun it over the sand dunes. There's a lot to see out there. We can find abandoned mech parts, crash into green crystals for their energy, and discover underground shrines that hold shot upgrades, missile expansions, and other treasures.
By the way, I think this Metroid motorcycle thing was inevitable. Breath of the Wild is one of the definitive Switch 1 games, and Nintendo has been trying to mix it in with its other series ever since.
Link got his bike a few years back, and now it's Samus's turn behind the wheel. There's a freedom in driving through Soul Valley, but it's not the only place where you need the Viola to get around. When you first go to Flare Pool, you won't be able to reach the main gate. The whole area is full of lava and boiling green energy, and the Viola can't handle that, at least not at first. A little later in the adventure, you'll return to Volt Forge and upgrade your Viola suit, turning it into the Viola IC suit. This grants you the clearance to use the Viola in its hoverbike form. I love the meta of this upgrade. In past games, Samus needed a new suit to resist Arctic and volcanic temperatures. In Prime 4, she can enter Icebelt and Flare Pool just fine, but maybe don't jump right into the lava like I did. In this game, it's not Samus who needs to resist the heat, it's the bike. The Viola IC can glide right over the lava, letting you enter the main building of Flare Pool and take on a boss at the heart of the volcano later on. Now it's time to talk about the Viola suit as more than just a motorcycle. I mean, even the bike itself is more than a set of wheels. Metroid power-ups function as keys, letting Samus melt her way through ice walls or blow open heavy-duty locks. The Viola does the same thing. Locking your wheels into certain platforms and revving the engine is how you'll enter some of the game's stages. These functions are inextricably linked to the suit. You can get extra turbo boosts for your bike, and they're acquired from the same style of frame that sculpted the Viola suit in Volt Forge. The suit doesn't just summon the bike, it also pairs Samus with it, allowing her to boost over ramps and even channel psychic attacks toward enemies in open areas.
My red sweater doesn't do that. It just forces me to explain the joke to someone every year.
The Viola suit doesn't just handle motorcycle features, it's an integral part of many power-ups in Metroid Prime 4. That starts when you equip a single psychic glove, allowing you to manipulate Lemorn technology, fire a free-flying control beam, and drop basic bombs with the morph ball. But once you're wearing the full suit, it becomes the center of these psychic powers. There's a reason the control beam and its targets match the pattern on your chest. your psychic abilities are integrated into the Viola suit in Voltforge. Before leaving the area, you'll face a raging AI program called Zelios, and your prize for this fight is a pair of psychic boots which allows you to double jump. From that point on, many of your key abilities are routed through or amplified by the suit. The classic grappling hook is a psychic tether. Boosting in Morph Ball form is done with your mind. Even the all-powerful Super Bomb is a concentrated burst of psychic energy this time around. This isn't a completely new concept for Metroid. Since the beginning, Samus has gotten tons of upgrades by collecting alien tech from Chozo statues. We don't have time to get into that whole backstory, but suffice it to say, the Lost Chozo race has been providing Samus with power-ups for ages. The Lemorn serve the same purpose here, but I've never seen it done at this scale, or in a way that's so focused on a singular suit.
It's amazing, I love it!
So nice, I had to play it twice.
The Viola suit is everything in Metroid Prime 4. It's a large part of the lore, signifying the beginning of the end for the Lemorn that once inhabited Vuros. By using it to summon your bike, it also becomes your main method of transportation across the open desert. Yet the bike is more than just a vehicle. It also serves as your ticket into certain areas, and it lets you channel your psychic powers into homing attacks. In fact, the whole Viola suit serves as a conduit for Samus's upgrades in this game. By pairing it with double jump boots, morph ball tracks, and more, it goes so far beyond just a shiny red costume that's nice to look at. Of course, the look does still stand out from other suits in Metroid's past. We've never worn one like it before, and in that way, it honors the series' legacy while still providing something new.
Kinda like the original Prime did when it brought the Metroid games into 3D.
I'm a big fan of Prime 4, and when I think about the reasons why, I keep coming back to that very cool Viola suit. I'm not trying to be a fanboy here, but if I were a Federation soldier in this game, I'd probably be Armstrong.
It has been an honor serving with you.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. Isn't this a great tree my wife put together? If you like what I'm doing here on Framework, please hit that subscribe button on the right side this time. And if you want to check out my other stuff, you can watch that video on the left. I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna disappear now.